Greetings to all of you who are watching our program on our YouTube channel. We would like to provide you with the latest and hottest developments from the past 24 hours. Here are the detailed concerns about the risk of opening a new front at the northern border in the context of the ongoing conflict in Gaza, which is becoming increasingly challenging and prolonged under Israeli attacks. The Hezbollah forces in Lebanon have issued dire warnings about the potential catastrophic consequences for both Hezbollah and Lebanon itself if a conflict with Israel were to erupt. Defense Minister of Israel, Joe Gallant, emphasized that Hezbollah would destroy itself and inflict severe damage on Lebanon if they initiated an attack on Israel. This warning comes shortly after the Secretary General of Hezbollah, Hassan Nasrallah, talked about the possibility of launching a large-scale attack on Israel to support Gaza. According to Gallant, Hezbollah should exercise caution to avoid fatal mistakes, as Hamas did when they initiated an attack on southern Israel on the 10th of October, resulting in a devastating retaliatory campaign by the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, into Gaza. In recent developments, the United States deployed its second aircraft carrier strike group, the USS the White Eisenhower, to the Middle East, following the outbreak of hostilities in Gaza on the 10th of October. Earlier in October, the U.S. had also deployed the USS Zerf aircraft carrier strike group to demonstrate unwavering support for Israel in its conflict with Hamas. Antony Blinken, the U.S. Secretary of State, along with foreign ministers from Egypt, Saudi Arabia, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Jordan, and the Palestinian Authority, held a meeting in Jordan's capital, Amman, to discuss the situation in Gaza. Their main focus was on pushing for a temporary humanitarian ceasefire. However, the United States continued to stand firm in supporting a partial humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza, rather than endorsing a full cessation of hostilities. On the 4th of November, Israel's defense minister, Joe Gallant, declared that Israeli forces had fully captured Gaza City, the capital of Gaza, and eliminated 12 commanders of Hamas. He assured the Israeli public that after this conflict there would be no more Hamas and no more threats from Gaza. Additionally, on the same day, Major General Chaim Halevi, the IDF Chief of Staff, entered Gaza to assess the situation with campaign commanders. His presence signifies the IDF's control over certain areas and indicates that there will be more intense activities in the coming days. The IDF had to activate its high-altitude air defense system, AOBA, on the 4th of November to intercept some of the Hamas missiles targeted at the city of Eilat, in the southernmost part of the country. Hamas has admitted firing an EAS-250 missile into Eilat, which is the second time they have done so in recent days. In related developments, the Ahmadine channel in Lebanon reported that Ismail Haniyeh, the political leader of Hamas, had met with Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, in Tehran. Haniyeh's visit to Iran is aimed at seeking support for the Palestinian cause and the conflict against the IDF. It is worth noting that Haniyeh has been operating mainly from abroad, particularly in Qatar and Turkey, since 2019. Regarding the conflict, Israel initially announced the number of airstrikes they conducted. However, they later stopped providing this information, likely realizing that the extensive bombing of Gaza did not sit well with public opinion. The current reports suggest that approximately 18,000 tons of explosives have been dropped on Gaza. Images of the devastation on the ground in the small Palestinian territories are consistent with this figure. Most of the bombs dropped on Gaza belong to the Mk-80 series, designed by the United States. These bombs come in various sizes, classified by weight, including 120 kilograms, 250 kilograms, 500 kilograms, and 1,000 kilograms versions. In the Gaza bombing campaign, Israel primarily used 3 types of fixed-wing aircraft, all manufactured in the United States. Among these, the F-15 fighter jets played a significant role in establishing air superiority. Israel has ordered 75 advanced F-35 fighter jets, with approximately 40 already delivered. Although these fighter jets may not be used for bombing Gaza, they are tasked with patrolling the skies to deter and eliminate any threats. The mainstay of the bombing campaign in Gaza is the F-16 fighter jet. Israel has modified this fighter jet to fit its tactics, where the second crew member's primary responsibility is to control precision weapons. There are around 100 of these F-16 fighter jets currently in service with the Israeli Air Force. While each F-16 can carry up to 7 tons of munitions, it is assumed that they typically take off with 4 1,000 kilograms bombs. To transport 18,000 tons of bombs, around 6,000 sorties would be needed. The Israeli Air Force has approximately 170 F-16S of various versions available at any given time. The actual number is a closely guarded secret, but it is believed that they maintain over 150 in operational readiness for such missions, out of the 170, thanks to their professional and rapid maintenance and logistics support. Therefore, Israel can maintain more than 100 F-16s in operational readiness for the campaign, with nearly 6,000 sorties to drop 18,000 tons of bombs. On average, each F-16 would have to carry out 1.5 combat sorties every day. Israel has multiple air bases within 50 to 100 kilometers of Gaza. This proximity allows pilots to quickly approach their targets, ensuring that they can maintain a high operational tempo without concerns about fatigue. All air forces aim to have at least 2, preferably 3 air crews for each aircraft. The exact numbers are highly classified, but Israel's Air Force is believed to have sufficient combat and reserve pilots to sustain a high operational tempo. With nearly 6,000 sorties conducted each day, the cost of the campaign in the air would be substantial. Additionally, it's important to consider the expenses for purchasing the munitions. A 1,000 kilograms bomb can cost as much as $16,000 for foreign customers, but a smaller nation like Israel would likely pay a higher price, possibly around $25,000 per bomb. This cost doesn't include the maintenance expenses for the F-16 fighter jets and the actual price of fuel and logistics. Therefore, the monetary cost of the air campaign would likely exceed $1 billion. However, the true cost of the conflict goes far beyond monetary expenses. The human cost on both sides is heart-wrenching, with countless lives lost and communities devastated. The impact on the mental health of those affected will be felt for years to come. That's it for today's update on the conflict in Gaza. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe.